And hi guys, welcome back from Chaotic TV. I am KO, bringing you, yes, he just said hello. In the bottom left, the blue Zerg, he is Azubu's Violet. In the top right of Entomb Valley, we have, playing as a red Protoss, he just said GG, he is Liquid's Hero. Now this is the IPL Winners Round 5, and I wanted to showcase this simply because they met in NASL 4 in the finals, where Azubu's Violet went up 2-0 and Hero came back on a truly tremendous romp 4 games in a row and just rather unfortunately stomped over Violet. I say unfortunately because I'm a big fan of Violet. Met him in person at my very first esports event, which was IPL5, and I met him when he was talking to Slayer's MMA, which was my buddy's favorite player at the time, and actually still is. Although now he's called Acer MMA. So this is on Entomb Valley, and they're cross-spawn, so I'm anticipating a very long game here, and I'm just really curious as to how it goes. We see a Forge coming out for Hero, and he's going to wall this off right now, or when he gets money, and we see the safer spawning pool before expansion from Violet. Now, they haven't found each other yet, so they don't know exactly what's going on, and if there were semi-close positions, there could be some early aggression. Now, these players I'm a big fan of Hero. He's one of my favorite Protoss, not because he has done so well of late, winning DreamHack and winning NASL 4. I like his Warp Prism play. I feel like it's really not a common play style for Protoss players, and you see his second Nexus coming down. Simple, very standard openings, hatch first, or not hatch first, but fast expand without gas. I'm a big fan of Speedling expand on the ladder myself, just because it's a bit safer, but it does delay you quite a bit. I would see the gateway and beginning of the wall off. But back to Hero's Warp Prism play. He uses it to harass. He uses it to warp in reinforcements. He uses it to do flanking maneuvers. It's just amazing, like the amount of multitasking that this Protoss is able to do. And Violet has just really great mechanics, and we see a third hatch coming down for him right now. He still hasn't found Hero. He may still be over here, which is why we see a faster Zergling coming out to check. But Hero will be found essentially, and he's killing off that neutral supply depot. And the wall off is complete. Once this finishes, Hero will have enough gas for a sentry, and we see the 2 gas coming down before the Nexus is finished. I assume we'll see a third gas relatively quickly for some heavier sentry play on this map. Now Violet has figured out where he is, I hope. No? The Zergling finally finds out that there's nobody here by process of elimination, and the fact that they just scouted this with the Zergling that got poked by the photon cannon. Azubu Violet knows where he is. Now Hero knew where he was because the probe is relatively quick and has seen this third hatchery. May he put down a forward pylon? It's a bit early to do so without warp gate. You don't want to put it down too early because it'll get scouted, and then the opponent will know that you were planning on doing some kind of harass, or at least you were planning on it and very well might do it again. And we just see, oh my gosh, we see a Stargate coming out of Hero. Now if Violet sends this Overlord up here to scout it, then he may have the edge, but since Hero has hidden it all the way back there and Overlords are so slow, even if he did move an Overlord out there, then Hero could bring in a couple of Stalkers since his warp gate is on its way, but we still only see 1 gate. So he's putting on a little bit of pressure to keep Violet penned in, and curious as to exactly what. Oh my gosh, there's that Overlord I was talking about. Will he see this Stargate? We see the push over here from Hero, but we also are curious as to what he sees. He's taking the wrong path. He's not going to be able to see that Stargate. And he's running back in, and this Stalker doesn't want him to have that at all. And these Zerglings are definitely going to surround, or at least catch that very slow Stalker, and they caught the probe over here that was thinking to put in a forward pylon. Now that's a nice surround. No micro, and he loses a single Zergling. Now there's a full wall off to the third with another photon cannon behind it, which will also help to take out these rods. The Protoss player is also going to third, and we need to see Violet drop a fourth if he's going to stay ahead of this typical spread from Zerg to any other race. You need to have at least one more base if you're Zerg, simply for production's sake. You cannot do it on 3 bases. You can do it with a number of macro hatches, but you won't have the economy to fund them at all if you don't have a 4th base. It's just ideal. It's a rule of law now. You don't know why it works, but it works. So Violet is going up a little bit on the supply. Oh, there's that 4th we were just talking about. And Violet's supply is creeping on ahead, but for units, he has simply Zerglings and a number of Queens, but he has a crap ton of drones comparatively to Hero's probes. Now it looks like we have an Overseer, and we may see a Changeling roll in for Violet. Will he spot that Stargate? We see right now from the Stargate a number of Phoenix coming out. We see a 5th one, and I assume that Hero's going to move out after 5, because that seems to be the magic number of the... Excuse me, I had to take a sip of my beer. Now we see these Phoenix running across the map. Now, Violet, for units, he has only those Zerglings and a Changeling. Where's that Changeling? He's just hanging out right here. Still hasn't seen anything. And I guarantee you that he will know that there are Phoenix on the board very soon. Some of them with very high energy, willing to pick off a number of units. Now he will supply block him if he gets 3 more Overlords, but right now he's content to pick off 1 Queen, a number of drones. 5. Wow, that's already almost cost efficient. That's two Queens. That is definitely cost efficient for all of these Phoenix. I can't even speak right now. I'm so excited. Was he going to get this 3rd Queen? Yes, he's completely knocked out almost all of the larva insects, but there are spore colonies on the ground, spore crawlers on the ground that are taking out this group of Phoenix every time they come by. But there are 6 of them on the board right now, and they are just doing enormous amounts of damage. 9 workers killed. And this one will get shot. No, he gets away with only 2 hit points, and his shield's just going to start to regen right about now. We see a huge number of gates coming down from Hero. He used that to keep Azubu Violet penned in, and he will continue to harass with them, but he wanted to get his 3rd fully saturated before he dropped those gates. Now, for text-wise, we see the Zealot charge coming in. We see ground level 2 weapons, and we see some Immortals popping out. But we don't see the extended Thermal Lance, and we see a 2nd Robo coming in. So we're going to see some Colossus play from Hero, and I'm really curious as to what Violet's response to this is. We do see, oh my gosh, we see a Spire coming out, but we also see no Infestation Pit. Oh, you already got one. I hadn't even seen that yet. We see a number of Roaches coming out, so we're going to see Colossus versus Roach, or are we just going to see a number of Immortals versus Roach? We see 2 Colossi coming down right now. No extended Thermal Lance, even though Hero's got the money to try it, and a number of Chrono Boosts, if I'm not mistaken. He's got 1, 2, 3 over here that he could definitely spend on. Excuse me. The upgrade. So it looks like he's spending them on the Forge and to actually chunk out these Colossi. There's that Warp Prism we were just talking about. Zealot charge is just about to finish. Will he get Blink? We don't see it right now, but we do see a Templar Archive coming down, and he's rearing up to take his 4th. Now Hero is ahead of Violet in supply, which is uncommon for the normal Zerg setup. You want to be ahead and you want to attack while you have that supply advantage. Now, Violet has 1-1 where Hero is going for 2-0 and he's just about to kick it in right now, and he's going to do a little bit of a timing push as this is about to complete. And we see 9 Corruptors coming in against these 3 Colossi, and that is a pretty good setup. But we also see some spine crawlers coming down. That's a good move, especially with all these infestors on the ground. You want to be able to have that home defense with these defensive infestors that are going to just fungal the crap out of all of these zealots, and that zealot will catch the changeling. So you find the slow in your bunch, and he's not supposed to be there. It's not even, it just means that he's not a zealot. Is it going to be a fungal? We don't see a fungal, but we do see everything getting chased out by these Corruptors that have killed almost all of the sentries on the all of the Phoenix on the map. But all this warp in of Stalkers is doing heavy damage show up into this army, and you see all of these Colossi just falling as Zealots tear up some of these roaches. But the infestors get away, and the Corruptors leave right now. So we hope they don't clump up, because then all of these Archons are just going to do heavy damage to them. But we see Hero coming down to attack this 4th. And it is spined up, but there are no reinforcing units yet until Violet gets over there with these roaches. Now we see a heavy fungal on these sentries, and he's going back in to do it again. There's 3 sentries, excuse me, a huge number of infested Terrans coming down, just going to be able to roast all of these very light units, and Hero runs away from them. Now, that is free energy, but now all these infestors are completely naked, and by that I mean they have no energy. These Colossi, with their heavy splash damage, are just going to do enormous amounts of damage to these roaches with no backup, and these Corruptors are being morphed into Broodlords as we speak. So, even though he's got a good amount of splash damage, this is no army to fight Broodlords. So, but we do see a warp prism coming in for Liquid Hero right now, and as well as a mothership and the Gravatic drive to increase that warp speed, or warp prism speed. Warp speed, that's interesting. More Archons and Colossi coming in. They're looking for that damage, and we see the 3rd level ground weapons coming in, but there is no defense. There is no defensive upgrade yet. So whatever weapon the Zerg uses, he will use it effectively. The Gravatic drive just about to finish, and we see this warp prism just about to kick in speed. There it goes. As Violet attacks up here in the top, in the 12 o'clock position, and all of his broodlings are taking heavy damage from the splash. But does it really matter? No, they're free units. The roaches are about to snack away this snack. It's interesting. Snipe this 4th base at the 12 o'clock position as a huge warp in is coming down for Hero. Will he lose this warp prism? I think he might. Yes, he is going to lose the warp prism. He's going to cut off the number of zealots that are right there, and the Broodlords are running back at least to the creep where they can be reinforced very quickly. The creep spread is good for Violet, but he has the opportunity to move it along further, and his zealots were cleaned up relatively easily with a number of about 6 drones killed. Only 13 killed at Hero's 4th, which he is replacing right now, as he knows that Violet has run back across the map. I would love to see Violet take his army right here and clean out these rocks and take a nice 5th right here, which would allow him to very easily attack and come back to home base, as long as he keeps his creep spread up and running, which right now it's stalled on all fronts. He has not used this in the entire 2 minutes since I mentioned it. Now Hero is going towards max, and he is right now getting armor level 1, but we see 3-3 coming, at least for melee, which includes the Broodlings and Zerglings. He is able to get by with a very sloppy warp in, and I say sloppy for anybody, for Hero, not for anybody, and they're just killing probes all over the place. Now, that's sloppy for Hero and not for any other player to be able to block that off with his Zealot. You almost always see him very easily do that. Now, with, oh, he sniped the Templar Archive and a Fleet Beacon, and there's going to be no more Mothership after this one. And these Zerglings will be picked up if will they be able to get this pylon? And they do! But there's plenty of supply on the map right now for Hero. He's not in danger of being supply blocked. There's a number of Zealots appear to prevent Violet's taking a 5th, and him being on equal footing with the, Protoss is not a good thing for him right now. He's making a nice little bank because he did get that 4th earlier. But Hero is about to make a death move with this Mothership. Now there are a number of Broodlords on the map, but there are only 12 Corruptors, and there are too many targets for only 12 Corruptors to be able to wipe out right away. There are all these Colossi, that's 2 per, and that takes forever unless they're focused down one at a time. And this Mothership right here will make everything more difficult because, oh, look at that, we do see 2 Overseers with this army, but if they're at all sniped and the Zerglings don't get in this time, and they'll be easily cleaned up. But these 2 are running, oh, they're not taking the button hook around and not seeing that forward pylon, they're just hiding behind the grass, and these were cleaned up very, very nicely. Now, Hero's vision shows him where everything at Violet is, and there's a huge amount of feedbacks on all of these Corruptors. That knocked out a good amount of supply, I think about 3 or 4, but Violet decided to remax with Infestors, leaving a little bit of supply for defense. Oh, it was a big warp in, taking out this 5th, and the Violet is going to lose that. Is he going to lose it, or are you going to cancel it? I did not cancel it. Oh, poor Violet. Although he's got plenty of minerals, he needs to spine up a little bit more, I think. Use up some of his drones, and we see a 5th coming down for Hero. I'm not sure that Violet saw that, although he's sending a contingent of Broodlords and a Fungaling Infestor get up there and do some damage. When Hero is looking like he's going for a base trade, and I don't know if he can do it. You see the Warp Prism right down here, sending in a detachment of Zealots to start sniping these. But these Infestors come out with Fungal, and they don't even get it. They don't give you to get a Fungal off 2 of Infestors. That's a lot of money lost right there. And is this Infestor going to get sniped as well? Oh my gosh, that's a number of Infestors with enough energy for at least our Fungal getting sniped. And this huge amount of Broodlords. I think Hero was right in not to attack that, but I don't think he's going to win this base race. He's got a lot of damage. He's got a lot of damage out, but Violet has a huge bank behind him, and he's got all of these drones just ready to build stuff. Now Hero's 4th has been killed, his 3rd has been killed, his brand new 4th is about to get killed by Zerglings, and the just sheer surface area of what Violet can do is destructive to a kind of unimaginable point right now. The Corruptors are going to take out this out of position Mothership and these out of position Colossi, and Hero is now supply blocked, whereas Violet has plenty of time, plenty of money. That's a big storm on those idle workers, and they're just going to get mopped up right away. I feel like getting a couple of death pokes in at these Templars. Some of these idle Broodlords right here should be put to better use attacking this top right, and the Zerglings are just wiping out this natural, and I think they're going to have to tap out, because even though he may save everything, he has enough money for Nexus. He has no probes on the field. He's got 8, which means he's not going to have any income to max out, whereas Violet has a 4th building in Hero's old 4th, and he's got enough money to build as many drones as he can off of this one base, and the Hive, which will not die to the 3 Zealots, which may get taken out by a number of Broodlings. Now we see Violet getting feedback all over the place. That is a hell of a feedback on these full energy Infestors. But will he be able to survive this? Now this is just a very odd choke to come in with this huge concave of Broodlords, even though they're being killed right now. I think the number of Corruptors, oh, it's a big vortex, no, what do you call it? And the second one, but the sheer number of Broodlords here, I think, will pay off for Hero, because he can't jump in there. He blinked forward, but he also got caught in the vortex. Now this Infestor's kind of useless. He should just burrow, but right now we see a huge just collapse on, and big storms are good, but there's not enough Templar to really kill it. And there's a 5th hatchery, kind of a manor hatch by proxy, being put down right now. And then there's a couple of broodlords that will be killed, but just the sheer number of broodlings, there's a 50 supply difference. Hero is going to lose this game very soon, and that Archon never had a chance. And there's the GG from Hero. So very interesting, exciting game. A lot of build-up and just a big old frack. Base trade to retreat by Hero leads to an Azubu Violet victory. So we're going to jump right into Game 2 right now. Cheers from Chaotic TV.